I don't even know if it's going to come out right, but let's do it again for the third time. I hope it's not. Okay. Okay, you guys. I did this video like 3 times. Oh, check out my shirt. Not today, Satan. I did this video like 3 times, y'all. The first time I don't do live because I'm always making mistakes, and the second time I did it, for some reason it came out upside down. Okay. I have this poem. It's called Filthy Rag. And what I was doing, I was comparing people in sin to a filthy rag. So I gave an example like, if you're walking down the street and you see a filthy rag on the ground, you're not necessarily going to pick it up because it's useless. It means nothing to you and you don't need it. So it's just there. But if someone who's having car trouble and they're walking, they stop on the side of the road and, like something's going on with their car, is smoking. So they stop to get out, they check their oil, they pick up the dipstick, whatever it is. And they check in the oil and they realize, you know what? Oh my God, I don't have anything to wipe. And they see that filthy rag and it's like, oh, they can use that filthy rag. It becomes useful. So I was comparing that people in sin to a filthy rag because some people feel like they're useless. They feel like they're worthless. They feel like they're nobody. They feel like they've backslid or, back and forth, that God's not going to forgive them anymore. And they just feel useless and worthless, but that's not the case. God would always forgive. You just have to repent and ask for forgiveness. But at the same time, and you may feel like, it's nothing, you can't find out what your gift is. You don't know. You're like, God, I can't do anything. But it's, God could pick you up, turn you around, clean you up, and he could use you for anything. And like I said, just like the person who, using the example about changing the oil at that time, seeing that filthy rag on the ground was very useful to them. They needed it. That's exactly what they needed at that particular time, in that moment. So God's timing is God's timing. So when other people look at you like you're useless, you're nobody, God can always pick you up in his time and say, you know what, I could use you. You know what, I could use you. I could clean you up. I can use you for this. I can use you for that. That's the comparison of what I'm about to show y'all in this poem. So the name of it is Filthy Rag, comparing people in sin to a filthy rag, and letting you know that no matter what you're going through, what you're doing, God can always use you for something. You just got to keep the faith, trust God, believe, pray, and God could turn you around before you know it. You could be a motivational speaker. You can be whatever. Just trust God. Okay, so the name of the poem is called Filthy Rag. All right, y'all, it goes like this. Dropped to the ground and stepped on, day after day, it seems no one cares. When all my hope is gone, my friend walked towards me, but all he does is stares. Didn't even reach out his hand to pick me up and get me back on my feet. Now I'm crying out to the Lord because my soul is resting on the street. I feel like a dirty rag, so dirty and filthy with anger, hatred, jealousy, and all sorts of sins, you name it. I got it, and I'm not even afraid to claim it. Why? Because the devil fed my mind with a lot of negativity. He made me think that life is just a struggle, and that's the way things are supposed to be. But did he make me? Did he create me? Did he acknowledge me when times get rough? No, I don't think so, because time after time I lay here on this ground collecting dust, but nevertheless it's the one and only Jesus Christ in whom I put all my trust. See, to the world I'm useless. I have nothing to offer, so why even bother to put up with me? All right, it's okay, you go your way, because one day God's going to raise me up and set me free. And when I come around the second time, those who walked away won't even recognize it's me. So one day I bent my knees and I called on thee, and I realized he was already right here before me. He said, for I am the Lord. I created this land. I command you to walk in my authority and put no trust in man. For man will notice you at the last minute. But as for me, God, your suffering I've already seen, and it's up to me to make you complete and clean. So just like a dirty rag, he took both hands and he wrung me out, and all my sins were washed away. He opened me up. He gave me a new heart. He gave me a new mind. Then he had to take out the wrinkles in me. And once he took out the wrinkles in me, he opened me up again and set me up to dry and said, there, my child, for I have created a gift within you, and from this day forward, not another will pass you by. If you're that person and you're going through like depression, you're struggling with something, you feel like you're worthless, you are somebody. You are somebody. God can use you. You don't have to necessarily have, like everybody say, you have a gift, you have a gift. You don't have to like have a gift, meaning you have to be able to sing, you have to be able to play an instrument, you have to be able to what else, draw or write. Or a gift could be somebody just as simple. I mean, you could be a person to have a conversation with somebody, and just your sweet spirit, just you speaking with someone, that you motivate that person in whatever it is that y'all talking about. Like, you could be a motivational speaker, anything. It's just anything. God can always use you for anything. So don't necessarily feel like you nobody, or you're useless, or you're somebody who, you're trying to get yourself right with God, and every time you try to get right, you go back into the same sin, or you go back to the same. God is a forgiving God. God can use you. You just because you may be an alcoholic, you may be on drug. God could take it all. I ask God every day. I said, God, you know what? It's some things right now that I'm struggling with that nobody knows about. It's not alcoholic, it's not drugs, or anything like that. But it's some things that I'm struggling. I'm like, God, get this out of my system. Get it out of me. Take it out of me. Remove it. And sometimes, you try to avoid it, and then you just get that urge, and you're like, what in the world? God, what is going on? And you and then like and I'm like, God, I see how people who they may be on drugs, they're alcoholic, and it's like an addiction. And you feel like every day you battling with this thing. I have something I'm struggling with, y'all, and I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I ask God for forgiveness, and I talk to God on a regular basis. Where I'm at now, I'm trying to talk more to God, pray more. Sometimes that devil getting me, and I don't want to read my Bible, but I'm struggling with that also. Just to open up my Bible, I'm like, God, I feel like reading the Bible. But anyway, you are somebody, and God can use you. And I just want to leave that with somebody, encourage somebody today. God can use you for anything. Trust me. Trust God. He'll make it happen. Y'all be blessed.